Finally, the script is ready. Now I just need to record and... Oh, come on! Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Disgaea RPG. Today we'll talk about the lifespan of a DPS. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. With the arrival of Thunderlady Laharl, a new max stat line has been established, 16.5 millions, and people are starting to worry about the usefulness of the units they have already built. Are 15 million units obsolete? Not really, you can still beat challenging content with them, and taking into account how much it takes to super reincarnate, it will take a while for 16.5 million attackers to fully replace your other attackers. Do you have to get all the new units to stay on top? Well, not all of them. But you certainly need to keep rolling to have the best units available. Even on the same stat line, there's power creep. Krichevskoy was the first 15 million attacker, and he got replaced by various units in many different ways. Even before reaching the new stat line, the first unit to surpass him was Lamington, as the first DPS with a higher damaging stat, then Supreme Edna, with a higher attack stat and a bigger buff on her abilities. Calamity Adele beat him in both the sub-attacker and supporter roles, providing more than Krichevskoy thanks to his good debuffs and the ability to use an axe as his main weapon. As a sword DPS, Formal Barbatores and Nissa surpass him in long fights. For short fights, Beach Saint Edna and Eren outperform him due to their superior abilities. Last, there's Crown Barbatores. This is the first unit with an SS attack who deals more raw damage than Krichevskoy. In other words, damage dealers are constantly getting outdated in different areas. The average lifespan of a DPS is around 6 months for their specific niche, but little by little, other units will overtake some of their functions and roles until there's nothing they can do that other units can do better. But as I mentioned previously, that doesn't mean that they are useless. I have seen units which do not have 15 million stats which have destroyed my PvP team, and that's because of all the ways you can increase your character's strength. The problem lies in the amount of content that uses a leaderboard system to give rewards, as players will probably need the newest unit if they want to have a good score. There's 4 kinds of content that you can tackle. First of all, gimmicky stages, like character gates, Overlord Tower, and subjugation battles. There's no leaderboard for these stages, so you only need to clear them with 3 stars to collect the rewards. That means that you can use anyone to beat these stages. Then there's raids. For raids, having the right attacker is very important to get a good score, but there's also other factors that you need to take into account, like having good speed equipment, action gauge reduction resistance, team building, damage increasing alchemy effects, etc. There's also spar space. Just like raids, you'll need the right attacker paired with the right team command equipment to get a good score. And last, there's PvP. This one is a little bit more tricky, since there are a ton of things that you need to take into account, as there are many strategies you and your opponent can use. Tanky teams for Formal Barbatores, Forget teams with Zera as their main attacker, full damaging teams with fast DPS units, Calamity Adele snowball strategies, etc. Out of the 4 kinds of content that you can tackle, this is probably the most problematic for newer units, as super reincarnating to have higher defensive stats is more valuable in PvP than having a higher attacking stat without super reincarnation. And that's it. I do consider constant power creep a problem, but I think that the best way to solve this problem would be to add more challenging content which doesn't use a ranking system, like gimmicky stages. That way, players would be satisfied to beat difficult content without worrying about the score, and characters' power creep wouldn't be that much of a problem. Creating more challenging content shouldn't be too difficult if we take a look at the gimmicky stages that we already have. There are many mechanics which aren't being used to its fullest, like the limited character selection of Conquest Battle and Kilia's training, or the ability to combine abilities and challenge a stage solo like in the Most Badass contest. So what do you think? Is it a total waste to invest on a unit when you know they will get outdated, or is it worth it to max them out? What would be another good way to give new life to an old unit while keeping the balance of the game? Let me know in the comments. See you next time. Bye!